Wednesday, December 19, 1883. It was 9 o'clock in the morning. Sri Ramakrishna was talking to M near the bale tree at Dakshineshwar. This tree, under which the master had practiced the most austere sadhana, stood in the northern end of the temple garden. Farther north ran a high wall, and just outside was the government magazine. West of the bale tree was a row of tall pines that rustled in the wind. Below the trees flowed the Ganges, and to the south could be seen the sacred grove of the Panchavati. The dense trees and underbush hid the temples. No noise of the outside world reached the bale tree. Master to M. But one cannot realize God without renouncing woman and gold. M. Why? Did not Vasishtha say to Ram, O Ram, you may renounce the world if the world is outside God? Master, smiling. He said that to Ram so that Rama might destroy Ravana. Rama accepted the life of a householder and married to fulfill that mission. M stood there like a log, stunned and speechless. Sri Ramakrishna went to the Panchavati on his way back to his room. M accompanied him. It was then about 10 o'clock. M. Sir, is there no spiritual discipline leading to realization of the impersonal God? Master. Yes, there is. But the path is extremely difficult. After intense austerities, the rishis of olden times realized God as their innermost consciousness and experienced the real nature of Brahman. But how hard they had to work! They went out of their dwellings in the early morning and all day practiced austerities and meditation. Returning home at nightfall, they took a light supper of fruit and roots. But an aspirant cannot succeed in this form of spiritual discipline if his mind is stained with worldliness, even in the slightest degree. The mind must withdraw totally from all objects of form, taste, smell, touch and sound. Only thus does it become pure. The pure mind is the same as pure Atman. But such a mind must be altogether free from woman and gold. When it becomes pure, one has another experience. One realizes God alone is the doer, and I am his instrument. One does not feel oneself to be absolutely necessary to others, either in their misery or in their happiness. Once a wicked man beat into unconsciousness a monk who lived in a monastery. On regaining consciousness, he was asked by his friends, "Who is feeding you milk?" The monk said, "He who beat me is now feeding me. M. Yes, sir. I know that story. Master. It is not enough to know it. One must assimilate its meaning. It is the thought of worldly objects that prevents the mind from going into samadhi. One becomes established in samadhi when one is completely rid of worldliness. It is possible for me to give up the body in samadhi, but I have a slight desire to enjoy the love of God and the company of His devotees. Therefore, I pay a little attention to my body. There is another kind of samadhi called unmana samadhi. One attains it by suddenly gathering the dispersed mind. You understand what that is, don't you? M. Yes, sir. Master. Yes, it is the sudden withdrawal of the dispersed mind to the ideal. But that samadhi does not last long. Worldly thoughts intrude and destroy it. The yogi slips down from his yoga. At Kamarpukur, I have seen the mongoose living in its hole up in the wall. It feels snug there. Sometimes people tie a brick to its tail. Then the pull of the brick makes it come out of its hole. Every time the mongoose tries to be comfortable inside the hole, it has to come out because of the pull of the brick. Such is the effect of brooding on worldly objects that it makes the yogi stray from the path of yoga. Worldly people may now and then experience samadhi. The lotus blooms, no doubt, when the sun is up, but its petals close again when the sun is covered by a cloud. Worldly thought is the cloud